Hey guys, this is Sanjay with Top Dog Realty and Grand Realty. So today we're going to talk about contracts. So if you are a seller who is looking to sell a property, there is several contracts that you can do to hire an agent or even sell it yourself. So the first contract, if you are a for sale by owner planning to sell the property yourself, I would highly, highly suggest you to take the help of a realtor to do this. And the reason why, couple of reasons why, a lot of flat fee brokerage, they will charge you anywhere from $300 to God knows what, just to list it on the MLS. Um, you have to do all the hard work. You have to attend the clients, take the phone calls, meet them, show them. It's just a lot of work, man. It's not an easy process to sell properties. But the reason why you should hire an agent, and you can do that through one kind of contract. And I'm going to share with you which contract you really need to do that. So let's see at the contracts. So we have two kinds of contracts. We have an exclusive right of sale contract, and we have a limited listing service agreement. Now, if you are a for sale by owner, or even if you are just a regular owner whose listing has expired, because you want to make sure that whichever agent you are hiring delivers you results. You see, there's several ways on how to interview agents to list your property for sale. But if they promise you X and X amount of stuff, blah, 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 I'll do this, I'll do that. How is it guaranteed that you're going to get those results? So my suggestion is to always start with a limited service listing agreement. So what this does, so there is a big difference between a limited service agreement and an exclusive right of sale listing agreement. The exclusive right of sale agreements gives the seller a lot of exposure on their property. Not only that, it's up to the agent how they are actually going and advertising your property. So it's like a plus to use exclusive. There's a lot of benefits going exclusive, while a limited has only limited benefits. You will be on the MLS. Of course, you'll be shown on MLS. You'll probably be on Zillow and some places like that. But in the exclusive, there's a lot more power. But the reason why I'm telling you to start with the limited agreement is because you get to know how your agent will react if you're listing for sale. So in the limited service agreement, now if you're not sure whether you're for sale by owner or a new seller or an expired, your listing expired and you're not sure which way to move, you can apply the strategy, and this definitely helps. So this one, normally when I take it based on the 30 days listing, not more than 30 days. Because number one, a broker does not allow it. The broker does not allow it. And, and then there's flat fee companies that they make. Anyways, I don't like to go into details. But so this will be like, a 1 month agreement. This way, you are able to define which agent is actually. So let's say you are interviewing 4 agents and you define which one you want to go. Tell them, listen, you know what? I would like to hire you, honestly. I want to know how you work. And I can start with the limited service agreement. Now, a lot of top agents will refuse to take this offer because the purpose of this agreement is that if we list your property on the market for sale, and if let's say for example, you hired me to do this, right? And if I bring a buyer to your doorsteps, only then I am entitled to a commission. But if you run into a buyer yourself, you don't have to pay any kind of commission to any agent. Now you may think that's a great idea, but here's the issue. The contracts are the worst part. So let's say you end up getting a buyer. You have to hire an attorney to review the contracts. Maybe you have knowledge on how to review the contracts. Whatever the reason is, the agent, the realtor has a lot of training into these contracts, and they know exactly how to well define the insights of every contract. So, but the benefit of using this is, number one, you get to decide which agent is right for the job, which is not. You don't have to be 30 days. You can keep it like a 7-day contract. You can keep it a 15-day contract. You can do whatever you like, as long as you know that the agent, whatever they're promising, you are going to get it delivered. So you want to be very, very careful, okay? Because there's a lot of properties that go on the market and they just sit and before you know, they're expired, doesn't sell. But time is of the essence in this business. Time is money in this business, so can't be wasting time here. Okay, but if you are a for sale by owner, the reason you want to take this particular agreement is, again, it's most agents won't even do above 15 or 30 days. I don't do above 30 days. The 30 days I give you. The benefit to you will be, number one, you get listed on the MLS. Your property is listed on the MLS. Depends on the agent. They may not, but most of them, they may give you high resolution images, so this is expensive stuff from our end, without the guarantee that we're going to sell or not, or without the guarantee you're going to hire us or not. But you can take certain advantage. Being on the MLS, you will get the exposure that's needed on your property. And you can, of course, definitely save money on the flat fee system, whether it's $300 or $900, whatever you pay. So it is very, very important. Try the services for 30 days, 15, 30 days, and then decide which agent is the best fit for you to work with you. But let's move forward. Let's understand both agreements, and let's see what each agreement is offering you. Okay, so a limited service agent agreement, 15, 30 days max. And then most brokers don't allow us to proceed further. So in this kind of agency, in this kind of agreement, if I, as an agent, bring you a buyer, only then I'm entitled to commission. Now, if this property is listed on the MLS and not me, some other agent brings a buyer, then you are only entitled to pay commission to whichever agent brings you a buyer. Okay, whichever agent. Now, from your side, if you end up getting a buyer, then you can deal with the buyer 100% yours. But if you want an agent to do the contract for you, always negotiate with the agent. The market would say 6%, or if you're doing one side, which is 3%, do you have to pay 3%? No. You are the seller. You are entitled to pay whatever commission you like, as long as both parties agree to the amounts or to the percentage. You may tell the agent, listen, you know what? I know you tried your best to find me a buyer. Unfortunately, you didn't find a buyer, but I had this guy or this person called me up and they're very much interested. I would like you to, you have done the work for me, and I would like you to handle the transaction for me. How much commission you'll charge? And then you negotiate to the best terms and move forward. Listen, to me, something is better than nothing. So I will definitely work with you, but I cannot speak on behalf of other agents. Everybody has their own niche. Okay, so this is one way. So in this kind of agreement, you are not making a commitment with an agent. Okay, There's no commitment. The only thing that you have to be careful over here is the additional terms. There may be some brokerage fee charges here, but that only applies when the property is sold, okay? Um, Another thing that you want to be very, very careful on this particular kind of contract is that you want to make sure that the dates are properly written. The acceptance dates and the expired dates are properly written over there. Um, if you are planning to get cash for your property, then it's cash, conventional, um, veteran loan, FHA loan. In today's market, if it's a single family home, you should not have issues with any. But if it's a condo, then there are some restrictions on conventional loans because a lot of condos don't have the reserves nowadays. So it becomes really, really difficult to sell the property. So you got to do cash only. Looking further, now this is a couple of boxes you need to understand. You may say, you know what, I want to keep my listing exclusive. I don't want to show my property that it's for sale. Then you can have the broker, the agent do this. And then this one does not authorize to display the property. Okay. I would probably leave it unchecked because, if you want to sell it, you have to be visible on the market. But the couple of areas that I would probably check it is right here. Seller does not authorize automated estimate on the market value. I would probably do this too. Why you want to do this is because you see like Zillow. Zillow has this system that is not actually, with the realtors, we're actually using the market value that recently sold for something comparable to the market, which is very close to what an appraiser uses. Not 100%, but let's say 25% close to what an appraiser uses. But a lot of automated techniques out there, they're just basically they take a group of properties recently sold and they just give. So sometimes that is not good. So like places like Zillow, some of these automated companies, they're not good because you might end up getting a low price when you can get a higher price. So I always check these. Seller does not authorize automated estimate. You don't want that. And you don't want your neighbors to write negative comments because, in the real estate industry, you sometimes end up with good neighbors and sometimes it's just the opposite. And you don't want people to, pinpoint on your property with anything negative that may, affect the value of your property. So you got to be very careful there. Compensation. Now, if you are hiring the broker to sell the property, let's say for 2.5%, then make sure it's listed over there. Okay. And that's about it. It's a very simple kind of agreement. Now, moving to the exclusive agreement. Now, this one has a lot of good stuff. It really protects you. Now, in this one, what happens is if you list this kind of agreement, now a lot of agents are not going to take a listing less than 6 months. I mean, it is standard. Some of them might even take for 12 months. I, on the other hand, look, I don't want you to get stuck with the listing being on the market for 6 months. So I work out with a lot of sellers. The minimum days that I take is 120 days. And then, the commission is always negotiable. So however you want to move it. Because of course you decide the commission. We are just working for you. So in this kind of agreement, you are 100% entitled to give commission to the agent, regardless of who brings in the buyer. So the agent is going to take this kind of agreement, and the broker is entitled to 100% commission. Even if a buyer comes from your side, it has to go through the agent because the agent is going to do everything. Like I mentioned, very few agents are going to take a short-term agreement. Why? Because the way the market is today, we have so many expired listings. Look, I can share with you the dashboard, and here you go. This is last 7 days, single family and condos. And you can see we got like 43 expired listings, right? And we got 43 expired, we got 20 withdrawn, we've got 34 off market. We, in the last 7 days, 215 properties closed. So right now on the market, we have some really good amount of listings, but it expires due to several reasons. It's probably the agent is not doing their job as promised, or the property is overpriced. It could be several reasons. Or if you have a tenant on the property, which is, God knows, that's another nightmare. But always, if you have a good tenant, that's good. You can sell it right away. But if you have a tenant that does not cooperate properly, then it's better to wait until your lease is over with that tenant and then decide to sell, because you might end up with some really good contracts and you would lose them really fast, and it's not good for you. So here in the terms, cash conventional as mentioned, you have to go through it. If it's seller financing, make sure it's financing and it's fixed or whatever, fixed or variable. They need to put that information there. And let's look at other things similar to the limited. Definitely check these two. So, and let's see, this is where the commission is. So how much, whatever commission you want to offer. Some people charge 6, some people charge 8, 7%, and some agents might even do for less. It's always negotiable. And that's it. This kind of contract gives you a lot of attention in the MLS. It puts your listing to over 900 different platforms. So it is like a very, very powerful kind of listing agreement. And is there, my friends, is there. So give me a call, 954-864-9161. I service Broward County, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach, and I also go a little bit out west to Naples, Ave Maria. If you have, I deal with residential, commercial, real estate, and also business brokerage. So if you want to sell a business for sale, business brokerage is different than selling real estate, because selling real estate means selling properties. Selling businesses, it's complete the opposite. So need help, give me a call, okay? And I hope you guys understood the two kinds of contracts we have and what's the benefits, especially if you're for sale by owner, and definitely hire an agent and save money. You can get away, look, you can get away with the flat fee commission rate. You can get away with professional photography. Plus you can earn, a good amount of attention to your property. Plus many of the agents, especially today that we are in the buyer's market, many of the agents will do open house, which is very, very beneficial for an owner. You don't want to do open house yourself. There's kind of risk involved. So better let an agent handle it more professionally. And a lot of us, the agents in the industry, we have very good connection with the lenders and the attorneys and the accountants. and we have like huge list of buyers. So we can invite, instead of just posting a sign on your property and waiting for somebody to drive by or look at the property, we already have the connections. So, when we take over your listings, we automatically we send advertising to a lot of them. And then you never know. Sometimes you get buyer on the spot and does the job. So there is a lot of benefit hiring an agent, but to hire the right agent, that's the thing where you have to decide how you want to manage your property for sale. All right, once again, this is Sanjay Wadhwani with Grand Realty. Subscribe to the channel, like. If you have any questions, concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. My number is 954-864-9161. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely weekend. Thanks. Bye-bye.